All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Pack Talk. Guys, today I have a special guest. This is somebody who is a coach. This is somebody who is a speaker. This is somebody who is a community activist. This is a leader. Like a leader. I am so excited. The viral queen.
Not the
The
viral queen.
viral queen. We've had so many great conversations for so long, and this conversation is well overdue.
It is. But we're here now.
Without further ado, I would love to introduce you guys to Idil Khair.
I can't believe you said my name right.
I tried.
Listen, I've been on many stages.
Hey, I tried.
People be stumbling.
Hey, listen, I'm from the west side of Africa,
Hey.
west side,
Listen,
and I had to get it right for you. I had to.
I love that. You know, I feel like when people respect you, they say your name right.
Oh,
You
100%.
like that? I
100%.
Like that. Okay, well, I'm happy to
100%.
be here. I'm proud of you. I mean, this podcast is incredible. I don't go on everyone's podcast.
I'm so honored.
But we're about to call. And let me tell you why also, you know, it's not just because I've known you for a while. It's also because you're doing the work. You're
Yeah.
doing great work, actually. So I want to give you your flowers while you're alive and well. And, you know, if I can support a moving train, I'm going to support the moving train.
Man, when I tell you, like, you really put the battery behind, like, in my back all the time. Like, we will talk all the time, and you'll be like, you need to do this, you can do this, and I'll just be like, damn,
Yeah.
maybe I can't. You know what I mean? Like,
And
you
you
really
will.
get me
There you
there.
go.
And it's like, for me, it's not a lot of people that can get me there, because normally I'm just like straight faced, let's just get the work done. I don't really care about much things, but man, every time I talk to you, I get motivated.
I love
Like,
that.
extremely motivated.
I love that. I love that. I appreciate it.
I really want to dive into your story, because, like, I think for me, growing up in the city, and like the first time I got exposed to you was like super random. Like, outside of like seeing you on a pod that just went crazy. I remember we talked on Facebook one time because you were gonna use our space for one of your events.
You know what? That's a legendary story. Huh?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I remember talking to you on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, I love you. Like, I just watched your whole thing like the other day, and you're like, really? Like, I'm like,
I was-
yeah.
Listen, because of you, I had to get off Facebook. Okay.
Really?
I'm just kidding. No, what happened was I was on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
And I was looking for a venue. I really wanted to, you know,
Right.
host an incredible event. And I came across your page, and I was
Yeah.
like, for your listing. And I was like, hey, the space looked great.
Yeah.
Okay, if we're gonna say it, let's say it.
Yeah.
The space looked great, and I DM'd you, and you're like, hey, I was just watching your video this morning, and I'm like, wait. You know, sometimes you forget that you're online and people know you.
Yeah.
So I was like, here I am asking you about prices
Bro.
and your space, and that's how we connected. And I'm like, well, look at us now.
Like crazy,
Look at
because
that.
I remember that moment, like when you messaged me, I was sitting here like, I know this person.
Yeah.
Like, I just watched this person. And I was so ready for the event. I was like, yeah, let's do something. Because I was seeing what you were doing, and it was just magical what you were doing.
And then we met in real life at
Yeah.
an event, I believe, right? And
Yeah.
so here we are. I mean, I believe in alignment. So
Yes.
I think that's really
Yes.
what it was. And here we are.
So, you grew up in the city?
I did. I went to Kipling Collegiate Institute.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I grew up in Toronto, but I am originally from Vancouver.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people see me in the States all the time, and they're like, maybe she's from the United States.
Yeah.
No, I was born in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're Canadian.
I'm a Canadian. I have a Canadian birth certificate.
Yeah, I'm Canadian.
Unfortunately, I'm just kidding. I love Canada.
So how did all of that string into what you currently do right now? And I
know-
actually want to dive into a little bit more about what you do, like heavily.
So, well, first of all, I grew up. I feel like people should always talk about their backstory only because your story is what carries you.
Right,
It's not about your profession. It's not about your degree. It's who you are as a person.
right,
And who I was as a person growing up from my childhood up until now is actually very similar. I grew up in a family where they pushed for solution-oriented household. And so I was always valued. I was never undermined. I'm the only girl in the house. I have only brothers.
right,
And so my family always brought me to the table to ask me what my opinion was.
right.
And when you're valued at a young age as a child, you feel like you can give to the world. I already felt like I didn't need external validation. I had all the validation from home.
That's
And
amazing.
so when people see me on stage and they're like, "How are you so brave to talk in front of thousands of people?" I had a stage at home first. And so I believe that that's very important. Even when I was in high school, my principal used to call me to the office and say, "We need a mediator. And I would love for you to mediate." And I'm like, "Who, me?" And I had the opportunity to bring solution to people from a young age, my peers first. And so that's when I started realizing, hey, I'm actually someone who can evoke change in people's lives.
Right.
I didn't know the depths of it at the time,
Yeah.
but thank God I was able to actually cultivate that. Some people lose their calling along the way,
Right.
and I didn't. I was able to then go to school, study psychology, human behavior. It was always my interest. And then, just also lifing and growing as a human being. I was able to see the world, travel the world, and I've never met someone that I wasn't able to bring some sort of either alignment to
Right.
or some sort of spark back to their life. And I don't think it's really rocket science. I think everyone just needs a little bit of hope and a little bit of, hey, you got this, you can do this, and
Right.
just to remind people who they are. And so I've been doing that since I was a kid, and I was able to cultivate that into a career now.
Right.
And so people think, it just started maybe a few years ago, or, I just started this as a career. No, this is a lifestyle for me.
Right.
So
Right. And you've been doing it from
I'm
time.
doing it from childhood until now. And so, and I'd be doing what I do now if I was a billionaire. I
Right.
still would get up every morning and decide to bring forth effort and outcomes into people's lives.
Right.
And so it feeds my soul.
And now you're doing it for not only individuals, you're doing it for corporations as well.
Corporations, businesses. So I help people. So I'm a transformational catalyst. I'm a transformational strategist and a coach, and I'm an optimization specialist. And what I do is I walk into rooms personally or professionally, and I bring change. How do I do that? A lot of people, ask me about my systems and my programs, and how I can bring this change, because my transformation is usually pretty radical.
Right.
It's not a small transformation. We
Right.
go from the rooted to the tuta, and we start from the beginning to the end, and we make sure that this whole thing is transformed in a way that even the person didn't envision to begin with.
Right.
And so the superpower of that and my systems comes from understanding people's capacity.
Right.
And understanding that a business or a corporation or a personal life can change far beyond what people actually anticipated from the beginning.
Right.
And so understanding capacity has helped me a lot, professionally and personally.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So when it comes to, like, you spoke on optimization, like when you walk into a business and you see that there could potentially be some hiccups or there's
Yeah.
something that they need to fix, like what is that process like? Like how do you even get to that point?
One word,
Right.
inventory.
Mm.
Just the same way that the corner store and the convenience store does their inventory.
Right.
I walk into establishments, and I do believe it's a gift too. I'm not going to say I learned it out of a textbook, but
Right.
I pay attention from a visceral place also because I care.
Right.
So I pay attention personally and professionally. And so when I walk into a room, it usually takes me about 7 minutes to do the
7
inventory
minutes?
of who's in this room,
Mm.
who's the weakest link, who's the leader,
Mm.
what's going on here, what's wrong, and what we can actually align and fix. Or maybe even the opposite, which is this is going great, but let's optimize it. I believe everything can have a potential of optimization. I don't think anything is ever at a level of excellence.
Right.
I think because we're always growing, we're always stretching, we're always learning new things. And so sometimes I walk into establishments and the business is thriving. But why not make it 10x? You know?
Right.
And so
Right.
I just have the ability to do that. And so I've sat with incredible CEOs of companies. I've sat with people that just need personal help. I've sat with incredible human beings that are functioning at a high level. And the little places that I'm able to tweak in their lives have brought incredible outcomes for them. And so for me, I walk out of there feeling like I can climb a mountain.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's amazing. I have a question for you.
sure.
When it comes to developing people,
Yeah.
like if somebody wants to change their life, like for real,
Yeah.
right now, what are the first steps that they need to actually take to embark on that journey?
Well, first of all, the first thing I tell my clients, and it's the first thing that they have to sign on the contract, is you have to be comfortable with getting uncomfortable. Don't hire me if you're not ready to get uncomfortable.
Right.
I'm not here to sugarcoat.
Right.
I'm not here I'll be your friend,
Right.
but I'll rally you through, and you have to get comfortable with knowing we have to get to the internal core issues here. That's not an easy route, right? And so I feel like everyone needs to sit down with themselves and figure out, okay, what are my pain points?
Right.
What are the places that I'm actually failing in? If you can't face that, then I have nothing that I can offer you, because those are the areas I'm going to point out.
Right.
In order to optimize success, business or personally, you
Right.
have to take that inventory and do the pros and the cons and be real with yourself. And if you're not going to be real with yourself,
Right.
and you're not going to be honest about your flaws and your weaknesses, you'll never find your strengths. That's what I believe.
Ooh, that's deep.
Yeah.
Now we're really about to get
Let's
a
talk
little.
about that fear. A lot of people are scared.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that, you're someone who, you wrote a book. Okay, we're going to talk about this later, folks. But I mean, popularity, right, is a sport, you said. You didn't say popularity's fun. You
Right.
didn't say be the life of the party.
Right.
You said it's a sport. Last time I checked, you have to actually get your shoes on and tie your shoes real tight
Right.
and get ready for this race,
Yep. And
right?
practice.
Or this marathon,
Yeah.
and you have to practice. And as many times people see superstar basketball players make this shot and they say, wow, he's great.
Yeah.
There's a million other shots he had to take before that.
100%.
So it's really the fact that you have to exhaust certain parts of yourself. And I know a lot of people don't like this because we live in a world where everything is sugar-coated and success seems like it's such a quick thing. You have to bleed sometimes.
Yeah.
You have to die to a certain part of yourself to become that version of yourself that you really want to be. Greatness is not for the weak. And so if you can sit with yourself in that, and we can, get to rock bottom real quick, I think that we can soar. And so for me, that's my number one advice to anyone that wants to change themselves. Sit in the mirror and look at the good and the bad.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny because there was a statement that one of my mentors made a long time ago when he said, every single time you succeed, all you're doing is you're adjusting your rock bottom.
Facts. Listen, I love rock bottom. Rock
Yeah.
bottom is a sacred place.
Really?
Rock bottom is a gift from God.
Yeah.
When God makes you sit down a few times, there's only one way up.
Yeah.
People look at this rock bottom thing like it's bad. Because when you hit rock bottom, first of all, you learn about your stamina.
Yeah.
You learn about your capacity. You learn about what you can and can't handle. And so that's doing the inventory. Now you know who you are as a person. And if I know that I can start over and that rock bottom is not like the death of all deaths, I don't care about hitting rock bottom because I'll start again and again. So
Right.
fear is something that debilitates people. A lot of people don't succeed because of that.
Right. Do you ever feel like people get addicted to being at rock bottom?
Oh, for sure, because everyone's stuck on story.
Mm,
And I've met a lot of clients too, and I've dropped them as clients
right.
because I also have a standard of who I work with. For example, if you're someone who's addicted to feeling sorry for yourself,
Right.
that can take years to get rid of.
Right.
And that's a
right.
self-choice, right? So a
Right.
lot of people, there's self-pity. There's, I'm addicted to being the one that needs a lot of help and
Right.
please help me. And those people, they stay over there.
Even,
Successful winners, they pivot without making a lot of noise.
right. Even self-sabotage.
Yeah, self-sabotage is real. And, to be quite honest, we talk about business, we talk about optimization. A lot of these issues come from childhood.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of parents have literally told their children from childhood, you're never going to amount to anything. And here I am as an optimization specialist, transformational coach, and I'm trying to give you some motivation and tell you, hey, you got this.
Right.
When everything in your amygdala and your mentality and your mental capacity is telling you, I don't even deserve this. There's a lot of people that are an arm's reach from greatness.
Right.
And what stops them is that they just don't believe that it's even for them. So in order to be a winner on the opposite side is you have to have audacity to win.
Yeah.
It's an audacity game, right? And so if you believe in yourself, you'll do it.
Courage.
Courage is real.
Courage.
I believe in that. I believed I was meant for greatness since I was 5.
Yeah.
Who's going to tell me any different,
Yeah.
right? And also you have to ask yourself, why not me?
100%.
Why? Who said I can't do it?
And it's so crazy because I feel like for you walked into it with so much grace and so much ease. It was
Listen,
just
you've seen me walk into rooms where I look like I don't belong there.
yeah.
Okay?
But I don't think I've ever here. Let me rephrase that. I don't think I've ever seen you walk into a room where you didn't feel like you belong.
No, I didn't
you
feel like it.
you commanded presence the moment you walked in. You said, "Hey, I'm here. I'm Idil Khair.
I'm shining.
and I'm here to
Okay.
stay." You know what I mean? Like, what's up?
Absolutely. And you know what? That's contagious.
Yeah.
It's contagious because you've seen me walk into rooms where I'm the only Muslim in the room.
Right.
You've seen me walk into rooms where I'm sometimes the best dressed, but I'm fully covered.
Right.
You know that.
Right.
And so, but I've never felt like I needed to ever like beat to anyone's drum. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm who I am and who's for me is for me. And I think that's another mentality for winners and for successful people.
That confidence is hella real. Do you ever feel like women get intimidated by you being around, just having that mentality?
You know
Like,
what? First of all, I'm a girl's girl. I love women. Okay.
I hear you, but I
And-
can see how some women will look at that and be like,
Well, I'll be honest.
"Why is she like that?"
I'll be honest with you. Not every woman can be my friend.
Yeah. Let's get into it.
Okay, and I'm saying that because, and I don't want to be every woman's friend.
That's fair.
I feel like my circle is very tight knit only because I only align myself with women that are vibrating at a high level. Only people that are succeeding can also be happy for you.
Yeah.
If you're on a couch and you're sulking and you're looking at me like, why her? And I'm over here like, why not me?
Yeah.
You're not going to like that.
For sure.
And another thing is, for me, I uplift a lot of people. It's who I am. It's my nature. And I feel like for women, sometimes the only reason why you would ever feel intimidated by me is because I'm probably bringing something out of you that no one's tapped into before.
Right.
I'm probably talking to you in a way that your mom's never talked to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably showing you that you're beautiful and that you can win and that you're worth something. And that's bothering people's nervous system, their unhealed nervous system.
Right.
And it's making people step up and be their best selves. And I don't think sometimes people are ready for that. And so the women that do gravitate towards me, who stay around me, are the women that are also in that category of knowing that they love themselves and they're ready to win.
Right.
You have to have standards for your relationships.
For sure.
And I definitely do. So
All types of relationships too.
every personal, business, everything.
Yeah, because I can't stand when people have these crazy standards romantically and have zero standards for their friends. And I'm sitting here like, you spending more time with your friends.
Listen.
You should have more standards.
If I hear someone talk about someone in a negative manner, for
Yeah.
example, you're just never going to see me again, most likely.
For sure.
Yeah, because I don't have time for that. Like, I only have time for positive reinforcement in my life, and I only speak positive.
For sure.
So if I don't accept that from myself, I can't accept that from you.
I agree with
You
that.
know? And so, and also, our time is very limited.
Mhm.
Okay? I'm trying to have all the great moments with all the great people. If I see that you're not operating from a place of abundance and you're operating from lack, then I'll see you later, or maybe not. It's just how it is.
100%.
Yeah, I don't see winners sitting. Oh, not the disrespectful guest on the podcast. Okay, doesn't know how to put her phone on silent. My bad, folks. Yeah, so I feel like you have to do the inventory not of yourself only, but also of the people around you. That's very
100%. 100%. I have a question. There's a lot of like discord that's happening online when it comes to what men should do, what women should do. And it's annoying.
Yeah.
How do you feel about all of this?
I think it's really sad.
Yeah.
I feel like, as someone who, in my life, I've motivated and uplifted and transformed so many lives. I value human life. I value manhood to the max. You know that. We've talked about this many times. And some people don't agree with my mentality when it comes to manhood and womanhood. I feel like both womanhood and manhood are very important, and they're also very sacred and very necessary to our functioning community. And I feel like the online world has taken advantage of what humanity could be. Women and men need each other, but we need healed men and healed women, or healing men and healing women.
Right.
And I feel like if women focused on themselves and became the best version of themselves, we wouldn't have problems in the world. And because men would value us. Men value things and human beings and places that are on the up and up. That's the facts, right? And if men focused on themselves and they respected themselves and they bettered themselves daily and they sat in their masculine and the women sat in their femininity, we wouldn't have any problems. We would have two very thriving ends of the spectrum, and we would come together and share that greatness. But men are focused on women and women are focused on men, and now it's a war zone.
Yeah.
When it should be, a success story. It's a war zone. I think it's sad.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Not a war zone.
It's a war zone. I know, because I've spent, the first few years of my career only focusing on marriages and relationships.
Right.
I was transforming homes left and right and relationships. And, I saw it firsthand, and it made me sad because I'm like, do you know how great you guys could be?
Yeah.
The power of men alone. I'm going to get back to my sisters, but the power of men. If we went to war today, we'd be in a bad position. Okay?
Not a bad position.
If men cannot, hone in their own powers, then you're going to be focused talking about other things and other people that you have no business talking about.
For sure.
And so I feel like if men worked on themselves and women worked on themselves, I think that we would have a beautiful equation. Your hat says it. Make men great again. Why does your hat say make men great again? Let's flip it on you, sir.
Let's get into it. So I started a men's meeting.
Correct.
In 2020. Okay. Or 2021 actually. And I started it in my space. So what ended up happening was, in the space, a friend like challenged us. They were like, they came to the space and they were like, "Oh, how were you able to get this? Like, this is so inspiring." Da 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 da. Da. You should probably help other young black men figure out how they can do something like this themselves. And in my mind, I was just kind of like, nah, they already know this stuff. Like, they should know this. They just Google it. Like,
You're assuming.
and that's what I was doing.
Yep.
So she was just like, okay, I'm going to create a flyer. Let's do a call to action. Let's see how many people show up.
Okay.
The first meeting was like 30 guys. And then I was like, oh, wow. Like there's clearly a need for this. And through being like kind of like leading this group for over 4 years, I started to realize like, man, like, yo, men really need help right now. One, they need society. Two, they need real community. And like they need focus. Yeah. Like I just felt like there was just such a lack of focus. Like we were just so worried about, like, let me give you an example. Like one of my, and people aren't gonna like me saying this, but somebody in my group one time was just like, yo, like I'm going on a date, da 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 da, and yo, I want to take this girl here because this is what she wants. And I was just like, what does that have to do with anything? I was just like, what do you want? Yeah. What can you afford? Yeah. What's your standard? Yeah. Because I'm like, are you trying to impress? But he's like, oh yeah, but when you go online, all women are talking like this. Da, da, da. I said, bro, you just need one, bro. You just need one woman. You don't need to impress all of them. So why are you doing the most? You just need to find the one that fits into your program, where you want to go, where you want to lead her, how you want to build your thing. So why you getting caught up in whatever everybody else is thinking? Yeah. It's like, bro, run your race. Yeah. And that woman who respects you, that woman who sees you for you, she's going to love the fact that you run your race. When you become who you need to become, she's going to be like, this guy was focused. He was solid. He was, you know what I mean? I look at it like Alex Hormozy and Layla. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I get it. He was awkward a little bit. Yeah. But Layla was like, that's my twin. That's my twin flame. I need that.
Facts. And she respects him for it.
100%. Till this day. Like, it just works for them. Yeah, they figured out a culture because, bro, you have to understand, unless you're trying to date all of the women in the world, you just need one that fits into your program.
Yeah, but okay, what's the root cause?
Of why people are like that?
Yeah, so here I am with the inventory, okay? Mm-hmm. What's the root cause that a man would operate from that place? It's because he's trying to people please.
Right.
That's a disease.
Right.
People please, and then later on, you're the one that's left empty.
Right.
Why? Because the only person that's not pleased is you. And why? Who took you out of the equation?
Right.
That's a self-love issue. That's a self-value issue. And as you said, if he was a real man in that moment, he would lead her and show her maybe an even better date.
100%.
Women don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care about all the glitz and the glam. They care about, did he tell me to get dressed at 8 o'clock?
Facts.
Did he tell me where I'm going? Because if you can tell her where you're going on the date, believe me, women are looking at, maybe you can also help her where she's going in life.
Like,
where are you taking
leader.
this? Ooh, leader. Like that. Okay? And if he's a listen, if you're trying to people please me and you don't even know me like that yet,
facts.
Who else are you people pleasing? It's a character flaw. Yeah, people need to get rid of that. It's not it. Yeah, it's deeper.
You know what's crazy? I never even looked at it like that. I was just
like
looking at it like, bro, like, put some pants on. You know what I mean? Like, but I didn't even look at it from that
because
point
he's
of view.
already operating from a place of lack. What are you trying to please? You trying to have a good time, or are you trying to please somebody?
Right.
Please her when she becomes someone to you.
Right. Exactly. And I think that's what it is. I tell people all the time, and a lot of the women in my life don't like when I say this.
Yeah.
I say there's a big difference between a man who's courting you because he wants to be with you and a man who's trying to sleep with you.
Yeah, facts.
Because the guy who's trying to sleep with you might pop off real quick. He might love bomb you. He might do all of that stuff. But the guy that truly, truly, truly wants to be with you, he might be a little bit minimal.
At first.
At first, okay. For sure.
Actually, I'm going to flip it on its head. I believe that men who are careful with themselves at first, they show it by not being too much in the beginning.
Right. 100%.
Just for example, in business, when I walk into these big meetings, I see that, you know how I can tell who the leader is? He's not talking too much.
Mm-hmm.
He's not talking too much. Everyone else is doing all the talking, and he's sitting there because he already knows the program. He doesn't need to prove his energy to anyone in the room.
Right.
He usually has the last say, or he opens it up.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's how men usually move when they have authority.
Right.
The issue is a lot of men don't have self-authority. They're waiting for everyone else to validate it for them in
Mm.
business, in personal, in many different things. And any man that I've ever worked with, from a business standpoint or a personal standpoint, that's usually where I start first.
Right.
Who are you as a human being? For example, in business, when you want to transform business, businesses are not ran by business. They're
Right.
ran by people.
Right.
So what kind of people are behind the business? That shows me where this business is heading. Are you a calculated person? Are you someone that functions from discipline? And are you willing to do, the calculation to show me where you're headed? If not, if you are someone who's not regulated as a person, your business exactly matches who you are and where you are in your life. And so that's how men are too, right? And that's how women are too, if I'm working with women too. The first thing that I do with women is I find out who they are. Most of the time, women can't explain themselves past the first sentence.
Really?
Men too. And I feel like we have a lot of underdeveloped human beings, which is why I'm in business.
Yeah, and I remember we talked about that a lot, about people just being undeveloped, character-wise.
And everybody want to win. You want to win, but you're underdeveloped. I never understood the concept. Tell me where that math is lacking.
The math is not math.
It's not mathing, brother.
It's not math.
Okay? And so I feel like people need to sit with themselves, get a pen and paper. It's not that complicated. Everyone's
Right.
trying to run to therapy. Okay, your therapy is a beautiful thing, but sit with yourself. Also, another thing is, earlier you talked about friendships. When you created this group, the group of men,
Right.
it's different than a friend group. A lot
Right.
of men have friends, or a lot of women have friends, and they're just yes men.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
Yeah, bro, you got it. Yeah, sis. Oh, that looks good. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, if you don't got it, you don't got it.
And so people's friends can't even tell them the truth.
It's true.
So when we live in a world of avoidant human beings, avoidance is a disease, a massive disease. It breaks homes, it breaks businesses, and it breaks people. And it breaks faith too, because if you're willing to avoid the growth moments, when are you ever going to grow? Never. You're going to find yourself 65 years old sitting on a porch
Right.
of a house you probably don't even own. And you're going to be like, man, I've been avoiding things my whole life. It's unfortunate, right? And so avoidant behavior is dangerous. And I see that in a lot of men and women today. So I don't know where we're headed with that.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I think overall, when I think about the hat, like there was certain things that I feel like, I kind of feel like where men are right now, we could be hybrids if we focus ourselves.
Okay.
There's a few things that we do that are well. Like I think the men of today are a lot more emotionally intelligent than they've ever been before. Men prioritize being fathers more than they've ever have before. But then there's just the small things that we used to do well that we don't have anymore. So
Right.
now it's like if we could find a balance between the two,
Okay.
we could really, really, really be great. But I think the things that we have lost over time are more detrimental to our character and who we are.
Okay.
That's why the hats make us great again.
Okay, so in 3 words, how can men or women make themselves great again?
I think first things first for men, discipline, focus, and purpose.
Facts.
If you know where you're going and you're disciplined about it and you're focused about it, I think everything else can follow suit.
Yeah.
Stop chasing stuff and just be.
Yeah.
I think too many people are, and I tell this all the time. Like I had a conversation the other day because I posted something and it started to go viral a little bit. And people are just talking about, oh, like men should do this and men should do this. And I'm just like, bro, men should only do what men want to do. That's being a man, bro.
It's not even about what you want to do. I think it's what you should do.
Yeah, what you have to do.
Yeah.
Like if a man could take inventory of what he needs to do and then focus on that. Because I think too many people, what's happening right now is there's this tug of war in men's mind as to what they need to do and what they should. It's like, bro, a lot of you know what you need to do.
Yeah.
A lot of you know you need to get a little bit more focus. A lot of you guys know you need to take more time with your health. A lot of you guys know you got to do certain, but you don't want to do it.
Yeah. And they also men don't have a lot of spaces to unpack.
Yes.
They
and
just
that
keep adding things onto their back
that's
over and
true.
over and over again. And it becomes a trauma response.
Right.
Everything becomes a trauma response.
Right.
Their business outcomes, their life, they try to be fathers, they try to be husbands.
Right.
And we see the results in the world, in today's world, right? And so I feel like we need to also find these spaces. And I feel like that's where you come in. You're creating
100%.
these spaces, right? And men need to have conversations with men.
Yes.
Men need to hold men accountable.
100%.
Men need to talk to men. Men need to love on men. Men need to show other men support and say, I stand with you. That will transform the entirety of this whole manhood thing.
100%.
Making men great again is to first and foremost make them believe that they could be great.
Exactly.
Showing them that the potential is there. The whole world tells them that they're not great.
Yeah.
The whole world, from childhood, they're told, be quiet, stop crying.
Yeah.
Right? And then
Toughen up.
Toughen up.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take a tough man to deal with his wife and kids.
For sure.
It doesn't take a tough man to sit down and do the inventory. It actually takes a man who's calm, collected, present,
Right.
willing to look at things from an eye-to-eye level. You can't do that when you're so tough, right? And so I feel like we need to transform what manhood even looks like. Because today it doesn't look like it used to look like.
Ooh, that goes into my next question.
Yeah.
The definition between masculinity and femininity.
Yeah.
Because we hear it all the time, and I feel like it gets redefined. Like
Correct.
now we're making it seem like being masculine is a straight physical trait. But I know a lot of people that look physically masculine
Listen.
and don't have it. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of men who are 6'4",
bro.
diesel. And internally, they act like a 5-year-old child.
I'm telling you.
There's nothing masculine about someone who's not willing to be real with themselves.
Right.
Who's not willing to love properly, fully, and openly. Who's not willing to take risks. All of these are internal factors of who you are, right? Who's not willing to sit with themselves and say, okay, what does my nervous system look like? What are the things I need to unlearn? A lot of men are trying to learn all these new tasks.
Yeah,
trying to figure out all of these cool accolades. Nah, sit down and unlearn first. Unpack first.
Right.
And then you can become a masculine man. A masculine man is someone that can make a whole room feel safe and sound. A masculine man is a leader. A lot of people don't even know what a leader looks like today.
Right.
They think that the leader is the most powerful. No, the leader, last time I checked, serves.
Right.
his
100%.
people.
100%.
You're in servitude.
Yep.
That means you
It's in
have
the
to.
book.
Yes, in the book. Read the book, folks. Okay, read the book. And I feel like a lot of people are not just willing to be soft and be vulnerable with their people, right? And a lot of men in their masculinity are afraid, and they believe that someone else can take their masculinity from them.
Yeah, that's not possible.
How are you putting your masculinity in someone else's hands?
Right.
Right. And so I think just being masculine just means that you're internally strong. You're mentally strong.
Right.
You have the art of pivot, right? You can swim in the chaos and make sure that everyone around you is safe and sound.
Right.
It's a different type of man.
Oh man, I've said this before on multiple occasions because like I'll have these men's meetings and like a lot of guys will be like, yo, like, how are you able to do this? I need to get to where you're at. I'm like, bro, if you had any idea
What I had to go through.
what I'm even going through right now, and people around me can't even feel it. People around me don't feel it because I just hold it and I make sure when I'm at home that this is still a safe space. Exactly. It shouldn't just be my problems of what's happening.
Yeah. And I believe that, a masculine man, as you said, he holds space, but then, he continues to create the space for himself and for the people around him.
100%.
Are you a teacher? Are you putting everyone on game? Are you raising a family or are you just tolerating them?
Right.
There's a difference.
Right.
There's a lot of people out here who have not been raised. Sir. And there's also a lot of people who are aging and not growing. And there's a lot, masculinity is something that you need to grow within yourself.
For sure.
The feminine is a woman that trusts herself. She's also a woman who did the inventory. It's not that much difference in where the feminine and the masculine operate from. It's how it shows up in a man or a woman's life.
Right.
When a woman trusts herself, she does the safety work, she does the healing work, she's not going to go bleed on people that haven't done her damage.
Right.
That's a feminine woman.
Ooh, you done said something now. Say that again, please. Please, just say that one more time.
Feminine woman is a woman that has no unfinished business with herself and is not bleeding on the people who haven't wronged her.
Okay, so let me break this down for those who didn't understand what she just said. Let me break that down.
Sir.
So, I can't do this because of my ex. Or I don't feel like I can't open up because of my past. That's what she talking about.
Listen, I have no room or tolerance for people who believe that they're stuck in their old story and then you want to start new things. You want to start a new business. You want to start a new relationship. Stop.
Because they're masking it. They're not even.
Yeah, they're masking it and they're also faking it and they're also lying to themselves.
Right.
And when you live with someone that lies to themselves on a daily basis, you're never going to get their true self.
Damn.
And that's not feminine.
Damn.
Feminine is when you walk into a room and no one else defines who you are but you. Feminine is when you don't have to show off to the world because you are holistic in your heart first. Feminine is when you respect others because you respect yourself.
Right.
Feminine is the way that you move and flow throughout the world. It's a beautiful thing. It's something that I try to help a lot of my clients achieve, you know, and a lot of women, they've also been overachievers in their life.
Right.
You know, women are pushing and moving. I'm a woman and I don't hustle a day in my life.
Facts.
Okay, I work smart. God gave me a brain, and I look cute doing it, and I look very polished and put together doing it. And I also, feminine is also when a woman can, like, my work revolves around my life.
Right.
Like, my life is an eased life. I go through a lot of hardships, but my life is a life that it doesn't stop me from praying on time. It doesn't stop me from, you know, wanting to be a better mother. It doesn't stop me from wanting to be a better woman, a better daughter. It doesn't stop me from the things that I need to do.
Right.
Because I'm not outside hustling with a rifle trying to go hunting. I'm not a man. Right? And men are able to do things that women can't do.
Right.
And the quicker that we understand that, the less that we're going to try to be in each other's lane. And there's things that men could never do that women can do.
For sure.
And so we need to transform that too. It's,
For sure.
It's unnecessary to try to be something you're not.
I think I've seen it, especially in business. I see it a lot where I can see a woman in her femininity and really get stuff done.
Ooh.
But then I see other women get into their masculine. They could still get stuff done, but it's still not the same.
Yeah. Also, as a feminine woman, I'm extremely emotionally regulated.
Right.
In my business, if I'm dealing with the opposite gender, for example, I'm very regulated. It's not just the opposite gender, but in general, like the way that I carry myself, I know my parameters. I know how to walk into a room, and feminine doesn't mean that you're like girly and that your voice gets really soft. No, my voice is actually very stern when I'm doing business.
100%.
So I don't have to get out of my femininity to get things done.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people think that women have to be masculine or why? First of all, femininity is not a one avenue thing. It's a huge umbrella that we can operate from in different, you know, realms. And so I think people just need to find their lane and become feminine is becoming the better version of yourself. Just like masculinity is becoming the better version of yourself.
For sure.
Yeah. So who are you as a man and who are you as a woman? That's what we need to master.
I love that. I have another question for you that's more of a personal question for me, because I seen you've been killing the speaking game.
Thanks.
And obviously that's a space that I want to get into. So I want to learn, like, how does that game work? Like, how do you get into speaking? I think for me, like, I've only spoken in spaces when it came to business, but now just speaking outside of that is kind of like a new territory for me.
Yeah.
So seeing you do it at a high level, I'm very curious. I really want to know.
So speaking is a profession at a high level.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone, I'll be honest. So speaking is something that it's a skill. You have to hone in on your skills. And it's also not something that you perfect and then you just become a speaker.
Right.
I've continued to become a better speaker after every gig, actually.
Right.
And so I think, first of all, you have to have a great team.
Yeah.
Second of all, you have to be someone that's willing to put themselves out there and speak at the right places. I don't take every gig. I don't take every contract.
Right.
I align myself with the contracts that work for me. I think when you first start out as a speaker, you believe any opportunity is an opportunity. Let me hop on this opportunity and that one. And then what happens is you spread yourself thin.
For sure.
I don't believe in that. I believe that if your business is fueled in faith, then you're going to speak at the places that you feel called to speak at. And so I've been able to do that. And also, a lot of my speaking engagements, I haven't found. They've found me.
Wow.
They've come and found me on my socials or even word of mouth. And so I would say 80% of my speaking gigs find me. And you know, I've just been able to really have a successful run at this. And every time I step on a stage, sometimes I'm just like, let me read the room, and I give the people what they need in that moment. It's not necessarily something that's always planned and something that's always rigid. So, and to give you a little bit of context from what I believe that you are able to accomplish, I've seen you speak. And I didn't know you had that in you, sir. Okay. And I was like, wow, you are really gifted at that. And I do believe that you should definitely pursue it fully. Yeah.
It's been a thing. It's a gift.
It is.
For sure. It's something I've known I've been good at for a really, really long time. Like since I was like young, like church. And
Yeah.
I heard it all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
at first, I actually really wanted to get into ministry because of it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think you know takes a few people to church real quick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Tell some
yeah.
tell a few things.
Hallelujah. Hey, I can give him a little something. But honestly, like, I want to thank you so much for coming on, man. You just dropped beer. Mic
Listen,
drop. You just dropped
always.
beer gems on
Always.
them.
I'm happy to be here. And for my closing remarks, I would tell everyone who's listening to your podcast
Yeah.
to number one, rally behind you.
Yeah.
I feel like what you're doing is great. And you know, it's not easy to have a podcast.
Right.
It takes production. People are gonna see this and be like, oh wow, that was a cute set. Yeah, you don't know what this man is really working on. So
Yeah,
I
facts.
give it to you for that. Proud of you, and I'm always supporting this podcast, always supporting making men great again. Okay.
Amen to that.
And for the people that are listening, I would say if you love yourself and you actually see yourself going far in life, make sure that you just sit down today, not tomorrow, not next week, and do the self inventory. Find out what you're good at, find out what your soul needs, find out what moves you as a human being, and then make sure that you align with that. Because honestly, success is when you wake up every single morning knowing that what you're doing is creating a footprint in the world. I'm so blessed and I'm so, you know, happy to be able to do this type of work with people. And if God put us on a pedestal and put us above all other creations, I believe that we should also put each other on a pedestal.
For sure.
And that, you know, ask yourself every day, why not? Why
sure.
not me?
Why not you?
Why not me?
Oh, well, you heard it here first. Guys, if you're watching this, YouTube, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Pack Talk.
Bye.
Gee.
Yes, sir.